All right, so we are back at the garage now with the Rooster, and I've been following the channel and looking at the races. You'd have noticed that from race 2 I had an issue where the clutch started slipping. Race 3 got worse. I could not use high boost, had to be using like 50% throttle input at maximum to try and get the car going. So the next race meet is going to be May 25th, so we're going to try and push for it, push to make it to that meet. I'm limited on time. I'm going to do my best. So with the time I have now, I'm going to try and pull on this car and see what's going on with the clutch. It's with the clutch disc itself. Now I don't have the special tool to pull this flywheel, so what I'm going to do, a little trick I learned some time ago, was I'm going to take this bolt, which is one of the bell housing bolts, and I'm going to take this bolt here, which has a washer, and we'll be able to sit right here inside the ring gear. So all I do is screw it down just enough for it to be secured in the threading. I put the bolt here. And what you can do now is you get your power handle in order to lock the bolt in place. So you turn around just around enough to lock it in place so that you can have two hands to do the pulling. Right. So that's in place. So now it's best to actually to push than to pull. Coming around the engine so that I can be able to brace the engine while I pull, because it will be rocking. I'm using a hex socket. I don't use a splined sockets because it will tend to end up rounding up these bolts, and you don't want them to run up on you. Clutch has moved. Now the actual tool used, it works off the same principle. Has a hook piece attached to it that locks into the ring gear, and you can be able to pull your flywheel bolts. Now I did put some thread lock on these the last time I installed them. So before I tried pulling them, I'd get the hammer and giving them some hits. Alright, that's about it. Whew. Live and direct. Flywheel is trying to challenge me. Okay. So it's been over a week and I'm finally back at the garage. Got this clutch kit sorted out. So I had initially intended to carry this to one machine shop that is in Mandeville, and that machine shop they repad the clutch, do over the pressure plate and the flywheel if necessary. Now I had a flywheel that was already done. I made some calls just to check around, and I didn't get any good reviews on that place. So I was directed to another place that is in Montego Bay, and nobody could tell me the name of the place. I can't remember the name of the place right now, but I'll highlight it when I edit the video. And I reached out to one of my friends, Claude Clark. Big up to him. He offered his time to be able to get the clutch to the machine shop and have it repadded for me and couriered back to me. So thanks much, Claude, for that. Now where the pressure plate is concerned, I had a virgin now, Ezra Stevens, up from Spalding, who he has experience with these cars, with the Myras, and he's been working on a lot of pressure plates. All of these work on the same principle. So after I got the clutch sorted out, I couriered everything to him: clutch, pressure plate and flywheel. And as you had seen in the earlier part of the video, this surface was warped. So we had this surface changed. Upon changing that surface now and bolting it down to the flywheel, he noticed that the clearances was off. So because of how thick this clutch disc is, it's going to throw out the clearance. This flywheel originally has actually a 0.5 millimeter hump. So it's raised by 0.5 millimeter. That is how it is from factory. So what he had to do was cut off that 0.5 millimeter and go down probably by that 0.5. I'm guessing, I didn't measure it myself. So this machining it did, got everything up and bolted it down. As you can see here, the pressure plate was pull up, and this is nut and bolt. I had Corey just tack weld each of these because we don't want them coming loose. So in any case, I can actually refurbish this pressure plate if I want again. So I have about an hour's time left. I'm going to use that time as best as possible for today and try and push to have this car up and running by this week, and then get time to break in this clutch. So this tool is clutch centering tool. You usually get them in clutch kits. When you buy a complete clutch kit, you usually get one. These just come about. There was a tool my father made years ago, and what he did was I think it came actually from my grandfather. What he did was get a piece of 2x4 wood. No, it was a 2x4. Got a piece of wood and cut it down to shape. So it was a universal one. So just about any clutch. So it had it was sloped like this. So just about any clutch disc you put it on, you were able to center up the clutch. Well, after many years of use, that broke. And then over the years, these just come in clutch kits. It's not something you have to buy. You usually get it with a clutch kit when you buy it brand new. And so you use it and you center the disc. So you can see here, my disc is centered. So when it is at bolting the gearbox to it, this shaft won't have any issue lining up into the clutch. Some gearboxes actually come with the shaft a little bit longer, so it will actually go into a pilot bearing inside the flywheel, but my one don't have one. You have to tighten these in stages, so you try to get it even. As you notice, each time you draw on one of these bolts, you'll see the diaphragm go down. So watch my finger here. See that? You try to do it in a star pattern. By right, I should be using my ratchet handle to get this done. Oh, yeah, bad man. Okay, I'll use my ratchet handle. You don't want to over tighten these. Every bolt has its torque spec, and in over tightening it can damage a bolt, and a bolt can break, so it will fail under load. Because with each bolt, you see it come with a number, and if you look in your manual, you'll see the torque spec that bolt can undergo repeatedly before it's being stretched and unusable again. So you're supposed to tighten in a crisscross pattern. Whoa. Still getting turned here. Alright. what I like to do is get my bolts together, so I won't be searching around as I'm fitting up. When you're searching around in the midst of fitting up, it just breaks the flow of you getting everything together. Alright, this gearbox uses 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. I know that there's a long one here, a not so long one, and a short one about the place. So what I try to do is, when I get on the gearbox, I use the longest bolt because it has a dowel right here. So a dowel here and a dowel back here. That helps to set the gearbox in place when you push it on. And once I get that, use that long bolt and try to help carry up the gearbox, because it can be quite a task at times. So now for the fun part. Well, I have no assistance here to hold the engine for me while I try and put on the gearbox, so this might take a little while. There we go. That wasn't hard. After many and many tries. Not